Aries, let's start with your reading. Today, we are going to look into your past energy, your present energy, and the upcoming events in your near future. All right, let's start with your reading. Wow, this is quite the transformation here. Speaking of transformation, and the Wheel of Fortune right here. Wow. Okay. So, first of all, here you are, Aries. In your past position, we see how you're coming from a place where, at least at the beginning of the situation, you were feeling good. You were feeling optimistic, open to love, open to a connection here. You were putting your heart in it, putting your passion in it, working hard to make things work, make your partner happy, just trying to do what it was right to do in order to create long-term stability. And that is what I love about Aries people, how much of a giver you are. You're not afraid to share your love, to be vulnerable, and go that extra mile for the people that you love in general. In fact, chances are that you actually experience issues in receiving. It might make you feel uncomfortable in a lot of different ways for some reason. You do not want to depend on anyone, for example, and you're just not used to receive. Maybe that was your upbringing or overall how you feel inside every time that something is given to you. You have this overall uneasy feeling. You would rather see people's reaction to your gifts than doing the opposite. Now, this is all amazing about you, but what about this King of Swords right here? Because on the other end, I see that in the past you were dealing with someone who was taking advantage of all of this. The other person obviously seems to be very different from you. Someone who instead is very good at receiving and not so good at giving. Not because they're bad people. Usually the King of Swords is fearful of being vulnerable and showing emotions. This, in fact, is someone who protects themselves from the possibility of showing the world how they really feel. Head over heart. Cannot feel too much. Sorry, I need to protect myself from feelings. And so sometimes that can be very hurtful for the people that they have around them. And I see here that for some reason, this person was resisting the evolution of this connection all along. You might have started to experience issues here and there. And as the person that you are, you go around putting patches and fixing things, thinking that maybe you caused them or you had the power to fix everything. But what you might have not realized is that the issues were caused by this person's resistance. You might be a giver, but Aries in general need words of affirmation. That's your love language, and definitely not something that the King of Swords gives. You might be starting or might have started to get frustrated and feeling unloved, unwanted. And although you cared about this person, about the situation, you're not naive. And this person, I really feel it, is aggressively resisting this connection. They might say something but mean something else. I hate you, but they love you. I don't need you, whereas in fact they do need you. They are trying to manipulate the situation a little bit in order to maybe even blame you for things. This is an alternating in between beautiful and awful moments in this connection right here. And so, given the differences, given everything that you give but you don't receive, what is keeping you together, Aries? It's hard to explain, right? There is some sort of invisible force that keeps you together, regardless of the issues, the fights, and the painful words. The two of you always end up back together, as if there was a magnet pulling you back together every time that you try to get apart. The Lovers obviously talks about some sort of soulmates, but also two people who come together because maybe they have to learn something about themselves. Right here, this person has always felt very familiar to you. We met before, we known each other before, and overall, at some point, this felt like unconditional love. But what you didn't realize is that maybe you were looking at your own love for this person, and you were perceiving it coming from them as well, but it was still your love. You have so much of it that you mistaken what this person was giving you. And so right here, I do believe that you have this conviction that this person communicates to you energetically and through means that are not words or actions. You feel subconsciously that they love you more than they've ever loved anyone else. But when it comes to actions, they don't really do much to corroborate those feelings, right? And so right here, we see that at times maybe this person rejects you. And that rejection comes from pain and fear, as if maybe in a previous lifetime, something happened between the two of you and they can still not get over that burden that they keep carrying with them. Or simply in their past, they have experienced major destructive pain when it came to love. And they feel that sooner or later, they're going to end up in the same place with you. You are thinking about your future, Aries. You're trying to redirect your focus towards people and situations that are going to make you feel stable and grounded. You don't want to constantly doubt everything you have achieved so far. It always feels so temporary. This person walks into the door as fast as they leave through the same door when something goes wrong. Every fight is a breakup, and it's just exhausting, isn't it? Your goal is to balance this situation out, to have this person perhaps stop overanalyzing everything, living in their head, in their fear, and join you in this 3D world that you are sharing. There is something that this person cannot let go of. It could be a third party or just a fear that they cannot let go of, a fight, a memory, something that maybe while you were fighting you told them and they still carry with them as a burden. Whatever it is, it's blocking any positive evolution for this situation. The issue here is that while you're trying to save this person, to save this relationship, they're dragging you down with them. And you need to create boundaries here, Aries. You need to stand up for yourself and do what's right for you. And in fact, here we see it. I love when in readings we see the issue and then immediately after the solution. Queen of Swords. Straightforward, direct communication. I do believe that the conversation that it's going to come up now, it's a conversation unlike any other conversation you've had before. And for one specific reason. This one is coming in with no drama. Nothing that it's going to cause the other person to leave, slam the door. This is just two people sitting down and truly talking. From adult to adult. Not being upset, not trying to hurt the other person. There is some sort of coldness from you, which will be a message in itself. And this will shock them because usually instead you are this queen, this warm Queen of Wands. And right now they see you instead in the Queen of Swords energy. And from what we see here, this conversation is going to lead to an ending. It could be the ending of the relationship or just the end of a very long toxic cycle between the two of you. The relationship, as you know, it's going to change. Look at this Wheel of Fortune. Completely changing the dynamics and overall direction of the connection as well, of the relationship as well. Letting go of something finally, which perhaps they were not able to let go. This triangle here, it's very powerful and it's pointing at a new direction over here. So let's see what that direction is going to be. Let's focus on this Queen of Swords conversation. This is something that perhaps should have happened a long time ago, but regardless, something that it's going to improve the situation in your favor, Aries. This is going to be, I believe, a win-win outcome for you, because regardless of the fact that this is going to work out and finally transition into a healthy dynamic, or maybe this is just going to end, allowing you to finally focus on the things that truly make you happy, you're going to win. So that's good. So let's see what this conversation will be about. Let's see how this person will react. Let's look into their energy, their real feelings and intentions. And let's see how this connection is bound to evolve given these new upcoming events. Let's look into it. If you want to dive deeper into the messages, Aries, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free, personal, 30-minute live reading. I send out emails to confirm every Monday morning. Make sure to check out your spam folder as well, please. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Aries. The bridging energy taking us from the current situation to the future situation is the Six of Swords. And the most important thing that this card is telling us is that you are about to move on. Whether it is moving on from the relationship or moving on from a very toxic dynamic, obviously, between the two of you, something is ending for good. There is some sort of departure, leaving something behind and putting distance in between you and that element that brought to you a lot of struggle, even if you were trying to ignore it because you wanted this to work. This finally, it's not going to be part of your environment any longer. And we see, as we were saying, that it deeply connects, this transformation deeply connects to this Queen of Swords. You're changing your energy for the time being from the Queen of Wands to the Queen of Swords, because again, you're a giver, but you're not naive. And when someone, it's not working with you but against you, then at some point you're just like, you know what? Let's talk about what our role is into this situation. Because last time I checked, we were a couple. We were together against the world. But if it turns out instead that you're against me, then you know what? I don't need to fight this battle. I'm out of the door. I don't need this. So that's definitely powerful, beautiful. And let's see what this Queen of Swords is going to be about, what the two of you will talk about, and where this conversation is going to lead you, Aries. Of course. Oh my God. And then look at all these swords. I know that they can seem scary, but trust me, this is what it's going to make the difference here. Oh, okay. All right. Get ready for this, Aries, because it's definitely going to be intense. Now, the first thing that we've seen